So it's been a pretty interesting week, to say the absolute least. But before I even dive into today's topic, I just want to say a quick shout out to you guys because over the weekend we have finally reached over 2K subscribers on YouTube. Shout out to y'all. I'm gonna try and be more consistent, but hey man, it is what it is. The summertime, there's not really that many topics to talk about, except this one, which is what we're diving into. So, Sony actively sabotaging Xbox Game Pass. So, if you guys been living on the rock or you just not kept up to speed on what's going on, basically, Microsoft was in Sony's line of fire because they were accusing Microsoft of pretty much stealing the games away and saying that Activision Blizzard deal is like a bad thing towards gaming. Like, they're basically trying to paint Microsoft as a bad guy. And then Microsoft recently fired back and was like, wait a minute, you say we're the bad guys, but yet you are actively sabotaging a different platform, which is very true. Because we all know Sony's been doing this for the last generation for the PS4. They've been buying and even now, they still have the Call of Duty deal where they're granted early access to the beta as well as content in general. Nobody bats an eye then, but as soon as Microsoft does the consumer-friendly thing, which is buying the studios and keeping it on other platforms, but benefiting Xbox and PC users, if anything, Sony is the aggressor in this situation, okay? They're actively trying to take away games from other platforms, PC, Nintendo, wherever, and to put it on their platforms in a desperate attempt to gain sales from their system. And even Microsoft points it out too, which is hilarious. It's like they're finally being called out by Microsoft word for word, and I just find it hilarious that they're finally getting the treatment that they so desperately deserve. So here's a couple quotes pulled directly from the document that Microsoft themselves written. Considering that exclusivity strategies have been at the core of Sony's strategy to strengthen its presence in the games industry, and that Sony is a leader in the distribution of digital games, Sony's concern with possible exclusivity of Activision's content is incoherent, to say the least, which is completely true, because they're the ones who even started this whole exclusivity war, buying a bunch of studios left and right, this and that. And some people would probably argue and say, oh, well, you know, Microsoft did it with Call of Duty back on 360. Yeah, that was because out of necessity. Back then, the PS3 was too advanced and too challenging for even developers to even code the game for it, which is exactly why it took games 6 months in advance to even launch the damn game. Okay, so they had no other choice but to go with Microsoft because they were the only available option at the time. Indeed, Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been obstructed by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth. Sony pays for blocking right to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. They're trying to basically sabotage their business model. Sony does not want attractive subscription services to threaten its dominance in the digital distribution market for console games. In other words, Sony rails against the introduction of a new monetization model capable of challenging its business model.
Wow, wow. Ooh, sick burn.
Translation, you're scared, bro. You're looking kind of scary right now. And notice how all the PlayStation fanboys just like, hey, Game Pass isn't a big deal, okay? This sucks. Who wants to pay $10 a month or $15 a month to play these little dusty old games, blah, blah, this and that? Well, apparently, it's so threatening to the point where Sony is advocating against it, saying that, hey man, we have to block games, like we have to bribe developers to not put their games on Game Pass just so they can feel better about their own shortcomings. You see, this is what we're going at, okay? This whole console war, this entire situation is just so crazy to me. The fact that Sony is such an insecure company to the point where they have to sabotage Microsoft's well thought out and consumer friendly business model just so they can be on top. So essentially what the overall theme of this video is, Microsoft is playing fair and they're just simply adding more value while Sony is sabotaging their business model and trying to make them seem better than they actually are, essentially playing dirty. Microsoft is playing NBA while Sony is playing street ball, okay? You know, they're doing elbows in the face, they're goaltending, okay? They're fouling left and right. They're just breaking every single rule just so they can stay on top. And it's honestly kind of pathetic. And again, going back to the PlayStation fanboys saying that Microsoft buying Call of Duty wouldn't be a big deal, despite Sony came out recently saying that it believes Xbox owning Call of Duty could influence users' console choice. Translation, they might go out there and buy an Xbox solely just for Call of Duty. But wait a minute. I thought people bought PlayStations for the exclusives, not third-party titles, not like Call of Duty and GTA and 2K. No. You see, they're hardcore fanboys, right? But they only buy and support over-the-shoulder garbage single-player experiences outside of a select few of titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I don't even see myself buying a PS5 at this point, especially when they're slowly putting their games to PC. Hell no. All right, Spider-Man's coming out pretty much right after this video is uploaded, probably, and the rest is just gonna follow suit. And pretty soon they're gonna make their own PC launcher, and you know what that means? Day and date on PC, baby. And hey, I'm here for it. Theoretically, even if I had a PS5, I wouldn't even turn on that game. I would even turn it on mostly. Okay. I'm gonna play what game? Spider-Man 2, Wolverine when it comes out, and then it's gonna collect dust for another like 6 years. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, I'm sticking to my Xbox and PC. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Sony's crazy out here, man. I mean, like seriously, how insecure can you possibly get?